thanks for checking out this video. Let's go ahead and talk about what's coming to Shudder for July 2023. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it's not a ton. Now, keep in mind that Joe Bob will be going into July, obviously, because he has his last 5 episodes, I believe, 4 or 5 episodes of the season because of that split. Other than that, I'll go over the movies that are coming. I don't know what this means. Gonna be honest, it seems like it's a bit of a step down from the decrease that they've already had in how many films they're putting on each month. So for me personally, I'm looking for a lot of quality in it because every single month when they put a bunch of films on, I'm never able to get to all of them, but my situation is also very different because I'm reviewing films for a lot of other stuff, and I'm also buying a lot of Vinegar Syndrome and watching them as well. So I would understand why people would be potentially upset that they're cutting back how much they're putting on each month. So it is a bit disheartening for that reason. Also, I'm going to tell you, I'm dealing with different people now for getting my updates and my screeners for Shudder. So again, it's already changed hands. You know, we had those layoffs, and then it moved to some other people who are working for IFC, and now I've been moved to some other people. So don't really know where this is headed. Hopefully we're still going to be good and Shudder will stick around for quite some time. We'll see. But let me talk to you about what is coming for July. And the first 3 are ones that are available to me for screeners. So usually with these are the Shudder original and exclusives. And I go ahead and do no spoiler reviews of them before they end up coming out. They're usually hitting on Fridays. So for that reason, I'm putting my no spoiler reviews out the Monday of the Friday that they're coming out. So you can come to my channel, you can check that out and get an idea without having anything spoiled of if you want to watch the film or not. But I always say, you know, every film is worth watching at least once just to figure out how you personally feel about that film. So let's get into it. The first one is Shudder exclusive, I think. Yes. And it's coming to Shudder on July 14th. This one's for the US, Canada, UK, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. So that's all of them. And this one is Quicksand. Kind of interested in this one because how many films out there have been focused on Quicksand that you know of? None that I really know of. The only thing I think of when I think of Quicksand in film is The Neverending Story, when Atreyu's horse Artex dies, and that's such a horrible scene. But I'm very intrigued by this because this is unique, because this isn't something that's been done a lot before. So let me read you a synopsis of Quicksand. An American couple on the brink of divorce travel to Colombia for a work conference. While on a hike through the rainforest, a storm causes them to become trapped in a pit of quicksand. Go figure. Unable to move, it becomes a struggle for survival as they battle the elements of the jungle and a venomous snake in order to escape. Of course, you can't just have the quicksand be the only villain here. You got to throw a venomous snake in there too. Why just one though? Like, why wouldn't you go with a bunch of venomous snakes at that point? Probably for CGI reasons. Oh, and I was wrong. It's not a Shudder exclusive. It's a Shudder original. So, again, that one's coming July 14th. The next one I'm very excited about, and you'll see why. This one is called Sharksploitation. It is coming July 21st. This is also available everywhere. I think they're also available for everywhere for Shudder services. I'll denote if they're not. How about that? So Sharksploitation, this is a Shudder original. In the wake of blockbuster classic Jaws, a new subgenre was born. Very true. This new documentary explores the weird, wild cinematic legacy of sharks on film and the world's undying fascination. I'm very excited about that. If you know me, this makes a lot of sense if you've been watching my channel enough, because I love Jaws ripoff films. I love Jaws, and then I love Jaws ripoff films. So I actually went through, if you're interested, and reviewed all of the Jaws films and some Jaws adjacent films. Not ripoffs, but like kind of Jaws-ish. It's in a playlist on my channel, so if you want to check that out. And then I have some other like Jaws ripoffs, one like Piranha and Killer Crocodile. I think there was 1 or 2 other ones. The Last Shark is on there. Anyway, And then the last one of the Shudder exclusive / originals is the Etheria Film Festival. Now, this is something they've been doing for the past few years on Shudder. The very first one that they put on Shudder, I did a no spoiler review of, like every segment in it, because what it is it's female, or at least was when it started, female made short films as kind of like a film festival thing. And it's only going to be on there for a little bit of time. This one's going to be on for July 2nd through July 31st, so almost the entire month, and then it'll be gone. So if you want to check it out, check it out. The one that I did watch, that I did the no spoiler review on, I had a great time with. I thought it was awesome. I just didn't review any of the ones after that because they didn't send me screeners for them. They weren't an option, and I don't know why. So depending on how much time I find myself having, I may or may not do this one, but we'll see. Anyway, the acclaimed annual horror festival showcasing new horror, science fiction, and fantasy films directed by women celebrates its 10th anniversary. Cool. With the official festival lineup once again streaming exclusively on Shudder from July 2nd through July 31st. It's a Shudder exclusive. There you go. Now getting into the films is their Resurrected section. So some of these films may have already been on Shudder and they're coming back. Some are hitting it for the first time. And it's not much. I think it's only like 5. So coming July 3rd, a classic and awesome film, Day of the Dead. Yes, the George A. Romero Day of the Dead. Give you the synopsis anyways, although a lot of people probably know it. I love it. As the world is overrun by zombies, a group of scientists and military personnel sheltering in an underground bunker in Florida must determine how they should deal with the undead horde. Yeah, if you have not seen it for some reason, definitely watch it. It's not my favorite of his undead trilogy, my favorite being Dawn of the Dead, but Day of the Dead is awesome. The next film, which is coming July 10th, is one that was very recently released on, I don't think it was 4K, I think it was Blu-ray, through Vinegar Syndrome, and that is The Boogeyman. This is the one from 1980. Through the reflection in the mirror, a girl witnesses her mother's boyfriend's murder. That's all it says. That's not a whole lot synopsis-wise. I watched a trailer for it, and it looked interesting to me. There's a lot of interesting use of colors in the trailer, and I've heard a lot of people talk this one up, saying, look, if you're buying Vinegar Syndrome and you're not buying Boogeyman, you're really sleeping on this and you shouldn't be. So I do plan on purchasing it at some point, but actually maybe I'll just watch it on Shudder first, see if I actually want to own it at this point. But heard good things. That one's by Uli Lamel, and the next film that I'm going to be talking about, also coming July 10th, is another Uli Lamel film that was released by Vinegar Syndrome a few months back, and this is one that's also on my list to end up purchasing because I've seen really good things about it online, and it has Donald Pleasance in it, so that's, a huge plus. And that is the Devinsville Terror. Dr. Worley investigates a 300-year-old witch's curse in the New England town of Devinsville. 3 liberated, assertive women move into town, which angers the bigoted, male-dominated town fathers. One of the women is a reincarnation of the witch who proceeds to exact revenge on the town males. Yeah, there you go. Sounds cool. Saw the trailer for it. Seems cool. Heard a lot of good things. I'll be checking it out. Then the next one is coming on July 17th, and this one is called Contorted. Have not heard of this one. A family moves to a quiet and isolated place but suffers from nightmares on their very first day in the new home. The wife is anxious about a strange sound she hears in the warehouse. They have a warehouse at their house? Interesting. But her husband ignores her concern. Meanwhile, the family's nightmares are getting worse, to the point that they can hardly tell the difference between dream and reality. Does sound kind of interesting. Let me know in the comments if you've seen this one and if you recommend it. And then the last one is one that I have had on my list to try and get to at some point. It's from 1977. It's called Death Game. Now, it's going to be hitting Shudder on July 24th. And all it says for it is I'm gonna read this verbatim how they typed it up because they needed to proofread this. This is how they typed it up. 2 close women seduce and torment a businessman in this plus San Francisco hom. So what I think it was supposed to say is Two close women seduce and torment a businessman in his plush San Francisco home. They're getting sloppy over there. They've had this problem from time to time. They need to proofread these things. And there's not much text on here, so proofreading it would be very, very fast. But anyway, I am interested in Death Game. I read an article about it in Roomwork magazine recently, and it's one that definitely sounds like it's up my alley that I really need to check out. So of all the films coming, I think Sharksploitation, I mean, I'm already going to be watching that because I'm doing a no-spoiler review for it because I'm getting it as a screener ahead of time. And other than that, Death Game is my one, like, must watch. So, Day of the Dead, I really don't have to because I own that one. Devinsville Terror, I might watch that one just to not potentially purchase it from Vinegar Syndrome if I don't like it, and same with The Boogeyman. But we'll see. Again, as usual, go ahead and put some comments down. Which ones are you excited for? Are you not excited because they're not putting a lot more up? It's pretty slim pickings at the moment. I hope this doesn't continue to decline like this. Maybe for August we get an increase. I don't know. Regardless, I would assume that for October we're probably going to get more. I don't know. Trying to be hopeful here, you know. But regardless, thank you very much for checking this out. Do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell button, all those things to support me. I would appreciate that. And until next time, keep it brutal.